everyone, it's Marie here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's layout is a layout using the Green Fingers project pack from Peartree Cutfiles. This layout, I absolutely love how this came together. The background piece of paper there that you're looking at is from Hip Kit Club. I'm not sure what collection. It's from a while ago. I subscribed for a while and I really liked it, never knew what I was going to do with it. When I designed the Green Fingers project pack, I obviously then started looking through my stash and my collections to find things that I had that were green and that would work for sort of outdoorsy gardening style layouts. And this one sort of reminded me of a trellis. Now I realise you might not have exactly the same sheet of paper that I've got, but any sort of geometric pattern for this idea, for this layout would work. So what I've done is I've gone along with my pencil and chosen sort of a cut line across the pattern on the paper. Now my initial intention was to just use one part of it and to not use that top, but then I liked the idea of sort of splitting it apart, sticking both pieces down, distressing the edges and having this kind of tear down the centre. And because I'd managed to cut it carefully, unintentionally cut it quite carefully, so that the pieces still fit back together, I was able to sort of pull them apart and have it as a sort of a split piece of paper across the page. So I'm using double-sided sticky tape. I'm only lifting a small amount of the cover tape up, the covering piece up, while I get the things positioned in the right place, so that I can then move it around if necessary. It doesn't just go down and is permanently stuck where I don't necessarily want it. So I'm just cutting that excess off, and then you've got this lovely sort of split idea down the middle. My next idea then was to highlight a little bit of where I had split the page apart by using Distress Oxides. Now I could have done this before I stuck it down, but actually I preferred the idea, because I haven't stuck the paper down all the way to the edge, preferred the idea of just lifting that edge up and placing bits of colour underneath. I've got Bundled Sage there and Rustic Wilderness that I'm kind of mixing together, using both of. I actually end up using, I think, more of the Rustic Wilderness than I do the Bundled Sage. The Bundled Sage has a bit of a yellowy hue to it, and the Rustic Wilderness just worked better with my paper. So I'm just using a very small blending brush. I'm starting all my blending underneath the paper where you can't see, and then blending out from under there, so you don't get that kind of harsh line where you start the blending. So make sure you always do that underneath where you're going to be blending from. And then I've got those wonderful bits of colour there that are just popping out and match perfectly. The photographs I've got of my son and my husband, it was a couple of years ago, and my in-laws had gone on holiday. They have an allotment, or my father-in-law has an allotment, and he'd said to us, well, while we're away, you can pop down to the allotment and pick whatever you want from that's growing. And there were green beans, there was beetroot, there was all sorts of things. So we picked some things and brought them home, and then cooked them up and ate them as well. So it was lovely. So I'm using the Green Fingers title from the project pack. It's in a lovely gardeny green, using glossy accents to stick that down. And you've seen me just back my photographs on some papers. I think they're from the Simple Stories collection that I've mainly used for my embellishments and ephemera and things for this layout. And I've just chosen a couple of the turquoisey blue colours to pop behind the photographs. My son and my husband are both wearing sort of turquoisey blue coloured t-shirts, so I thought bringing a little bit of that colour in as well would be really nice. What I'm doing now is just pulling stickers off of the sticker sheet. This is Simple Stories Fresh Air. And I'm pulling stickers off the sticker sheet. What I've taken to do with all stickers, whether they're from a sticker book or whether they're from a sticker sheet, is to actually take them and stick them onto white cardstock and then cut them out. Basically because then it's much easier for you to place them on your layout and then move them around where you want them. I often change my mind about where I want things to go, and rather than then either potentially ripping something or spoiling something, you can also then prop them up with adhesive foam without worrying about extra bits of the stickers sticking down. It's just a personal thing. It's what I prefer to do. It takes a tiny bit longer because you do then have to fussy cut round them, but it also works really well. to allow you to be able to move things around. I'm pulling out some of the rub-ons now. So I've taken some of these bluey green and pale blue dragonflies and little flowers just to add an extra little layer of colour. I do like a monochromatic layout, always happy with a monochromatic layout, but I did want to bring in some other colours to this, otherwise it was going to end up very, very green. So I'm tucking in some of the rub-ons behind the torn piece of paper down the middle of my page. I'm also popping some behind the photographs, and I also decided I want a cluster in that top left corner. It felt, without anything up there, it felt a little bit blank, so I decided to pop something up there as well. I'm now just using my handy dandy rub-on tool to get all the rub-ons to stick. The tool I'm using has like a ball bearing in the end that rolls round. It works really well to transfer rub-ons. I've used them on the Simple Stories ones, the 49 market ones. It works brilliantly. I much prefer it to the little plastic things that you get in the packets. So now I'm just going to pop around my layout with different bits of adhesive pads. These are little circular ones. I prefer them to the square ones. I tend to not have issues with them sort of sticking out around the edges of the ephemera I'm sticking down. And they come in different sizes as well, which is great. So I'm just going to use some more glossy accents to stick down that little watering can, little plant pot behind. So the watering can is from the project pack, so is the little plant pot and the stalk there that I'm just about to stick down at this right hand side, sorry. Just putting a tiny bit of glossy accents on there to stick that one down. And then this cute little snail, because who doesn't need a cute little snail on the layout? Absolutely adorable. Now I've decided that the wellies are going to go up in this top corner. I'm going to mess around now with where the rub-ons are going to go and the positioning of everything. Decided to put another blue flower down there with the snail. It just needed something else. And then one of these cute little wooden plant labels that just worked so perfectly with the layout down the side there, with the photograph, sorry, down the side. So just rubbing on those little blue flowers, and then I'm going to place my wellies on the top. No dimension going in here at all, because it's obviously acrylic, so it doesn't want much more dimension. The tiny little foam pads under the the fork and the spade there. And I have no idea where that little thumb came from on the screen, my apologies. And then sticking those wellies down with glossy accents, and then a few little hearts going on as well. All in all, this layout came together very, very quickly. I was very pleased with the composition of it. I like the positioning of the photos. You know me, I like 2 photographs. I did contemplate breaking my little fence in half there and having a little fence on there. I may still do that. I don't think I've used it yet on another layout, so I may still do that. I've also decided at this point to start bringing in just another colour. Just felt like it wanted a little bit of a lift, so I've decided to bring in a tiny amount of yellow in terms of bringing in a few little flowers. And I think that really lifts it as well. A couple of little word labels going on the photographs there. One that says smiles, one that says wonderful. And just some playing around, seeing if there's any extra little stickers that I want to add on. And I do want another little yellow flower up near my wellies. And that is it. That is my layout complete. Thank you ever so much for watching. Hope this has inspired you and you'll give this technique a try. I'll leave all the details for the project pack, this one and all the other project packs that we do at Peartree, in the description box below. Please take time to enjoy the close-ups at the end of the video. And if you've got a minute, please give us a little like, drop us a comment, that would be wonderful. And subscribe to my channel if you don't already. I'd love to have you. Thanks ever so much for watching. Bye for now.